The Lord tells his child to stop and listen. He has been waiting for them. Not just for a moment, not just for a day, but for so long. Seeing this right now means it is not by accident. They did not stumble here by chance. The Lord guided, drew, and arranged this moment long before they ever realized they would need it. He asks them not to scroll. They must not turn their eyes away. Opening this brings joy to his heart. He asks them gently, but he is also asking them urgently. He speaks to them now as the one who formed them, who has loved them before they ever knew his name. There are no accidents in his kingdom. Nothing slips through his hands unnoticed. The fact that their eyes are reading these words at this exact second means something. He planned and prepared this. He waited for this moment when their heart would be soft enough to hear him clearly. They may think this is random, but he tells them the truth. This is divine timing. For so long he watched them walk through days filled with noise and distraction. He has seen them carry burdens they were never meant to bear alone. He saw them smile in public while feeling empty in private. He heard their quiet sighs. He felt the ache in their spirit when they wondered if he was close. He was always close, closer than their breath, closer than their thoughts. But he has been waiting for them to open the door fully. When he asks his child to open it, he is not speaking of something outside of them. The Lord is speaking about your heart. There is a place inside you that you have kept closed, not because you do not love him, but because you are afraid. Afraid of being disappointed again. Afraid of surrendering control. Afraid that if you give him everything, you might lose something you think you need. He understands your fear and sees it clearly. But he is not asking to take from you. He is asking to give to you. He has been waiting so long for this moment. Waiting for you to pause. Waiting for you to listen. Waiting for you to stop running from the very love that would heal you. Do you know how much it means to him when you turn toward him willingly? When you whisper his name not out of habit but out of hunger? Heaven rejoices when you lean in. You have searched for peace in many places. You have tried to fill the quiet with noise. You have tried to fill the void with activity. But the emptiness you feel is not meant to be filled by the world. It is meant to be filled by him. That is why he is asking you now. Open it. Open your heart. Open your defenses. Open the parts you have hidden even from yourself. Do not make him wait any longer. His beloved. Not because he is impatient, but because he knows what you are missing by delaying. Every day you hesitate is another day you carry weight he is ready to lift. Every moment you hold back is another moment you remain outside the fullness he prepared for you. He is not angry with you. He is not disappointed in you. He is loving them. There is a difference. His heart does not close when they struggle. It stays open. His love does not fade when they doubt. It remains steady. But he desires closeness. He desires honesty. He desires the simple act of them saying, "Here I am." When they open their hearts to him fully, healing begins immediately. Not always loudly, not always dramatically, but deeply. Chains that have wrapped around their thoughts begin to loosen. Old wounds that they have ignored begin to mend. Shame that they have carried quietly begins to dissolve. This is what he has been waiting to do. The delay they experienced was not because he forgot them. It was because he was preparing both them and the blessing He does not rush sacred things. He does not force doors open before they are ready to walk through them. But now something inside them is ready. That is why these words feel different. That is why they feel a tug inside their chest. That is why they sense that this is personal. They must not ignore that feeling. That is His Spirit drawing them closer. That is His voice whispering. This is their moment. He has been patient. He has been gentle. But now He is calling them clearly to open, to let Him in deeper, to let Him rearrange what was chaotic, to let Him heal what hurt them, letting Him restore what they thought was lost. You might not realize this, but when you respond to Him, it makes His heart rejoice. He is not distant or cold. He is relational. He delights in you and smiles when you trust Him. He rejoices when you choose Him. Your obedience is never just about rules. It is about relationship. It is about closeness. It is about love returned. If you and I are here right now, it is because His moment has arrived. He has waited long enough. You have waited long enough. The door stands right before you. Your heart knows it. Please do not ignore this. Do not walk away. Do not delay what can begin right now. Come in. Father, you carried my burdens. If He has lifted what you could not bear, open it. His child, and watch what happens next. His child. Listen to Him slowly and carefully now. This moment is no accident. You are not here by chance. You did not simply scroll at the right time or click at the exact second without purpose. He is not a God of coincidence. He is the God of divine timing. Every second that exists moves under His authority. Every moment unfolds under His watchful eye. And this exact second, the one you are living in right now, was arranged by Him long before you realized you would need it. You may think life is a series of random events. You might think you simply stumbled into this message out of pure curiosity or habit. But He reveals the truth: nothing in His kingdom is random. Nothing drifts without His direction. Nothing happens without His intention. He guides steps, even when the person walking fails to see His hand. He stirs hearts even when they do not recognize His voice. He opens eyes at the exact moment they are ready to see. Before this day began, He knew you would be here. Before this hour struck, He had already aligned it. He saw the weight you were carrying. He saw the questions forming in your heart. He saw the quiet thoughts you did never shared with anyone. And He declared, now is the moment, not yesterday, not next week. His divine timing is never rushed and is never delayed. It is exact. It is precise. It unfolds at the perfect intersection between your readiness and His purpose. There were moments in the past when you were not prepared to hear what He is speaking now. Your heart was distracted. Your spirit was overwhelmed. Your mind was too crowded. But now something inside you is softer. Something inside you is listening. That is no accident. That is alignment. You have asked Him for clarity. You have asked Him for direction. You have asked Him for confirmation that He is near, and He answers them in moments like this. He does not always thunder from the heavens. He often whispers through the most ordinary. But when His Spirit moves, even the commonplace becomes sacred. Nothing in His kingdom happens without purpose. The people they meet are not random. The doors that close are not mistakes. The delays they experience are not mistakes. The nudges they feel are not imagination. He orchestrates details they cannot see and weaves circumstances together in ways their minds could never fully trace. While they see pieces, he sees the whole picture. While they see fragments, he sees the finished design. They were led here intentionally. He guided their steps gently. Perhaps they felt a pull. Perhaps they felt a pause. Perhaps something told them to stop instead of moving on. That was him. He does not force, he invites, he draws. He leads quietly but clearly, and they responded. That response matters. He has arranged this exact second. Do they understand what that means? It means that beyond what their eyes can see, there is movement, there is order. There is divine planning. The angels who serve him do not move randomly. They move according to his command. The seasons of their lives do not change by accident. They shift when he decrees it. This is a decreed moment. They may feel small. They may think their life is just one among billions. But in his sight, you are not lost in a crowd. He knows you personally. He knows your name. He knows your history. He knows your fears. He knows your desires. And because he knows you, he knows exactly when to speak to you. If this were coincidence, it would feel empty. But this feels different, does it not? There is a stirring. There is a sense that this is personal. That is because it is. He is speaking to you directly. He is interrupting your routine intentionally. He is breaking through the noise deliberately. We must understand this truth deeply. He does not waste divine appointments. When he arranges a moment, it carries weight. When he aligns timing, it carries purpose. This is not casual. This is not light. This is sacred. There were other times in your life when he tried to get your attention, but you were not ready. Not because you were bad. Not because you did not love him, but because your focus was elsewhere. Your heart was guarded. Your trust was wounded. But now you are at a place where you are willing to listen more closely. That is why this moment has arrived. His timing also means protection. There were things you wanted earlier that he did not allow. You thought he was silent. You thought he was distant. But he was protecting you from Malcolm. They were not prepared to carry. If he had answered certain prayers right away, they would have stepped into weight that would have crushed them. So he waited, and in the waiting he shaped them. Now that shaping has brought them here, and this place is not random. It is intentional. It is arranged. It is aligned. For his child, when heaven arranges a moment, it is because something is about to shift. It may begin inside them before it appears around them, but it will begin. This second is a doorway, a crossing point, a quiet but powerful turning. They must not dismiss it as small. Some of the greatest changes in their lives begin quietly. They begin with a simple yes. They begin with a soft surrender. They begin with a willingness to stay and listen instead of rushing away. For those reading this right now, it is because he has drawn them into a holy pause. He has slowed their steps. He has stilled their scrolling. He has created space in their awareness. That space is not accidental. It is sacred. Nothing is random in his kingdom. Not this second. Not this message. Not then. Please support this channel. This work is devoted to bringing joy into their lives and strengthening their devotion to God. To offer support to this channel, one can donate using Super Thanks. Heaven has arranged this exact moment because he desires to speak to them clearly. He desires to move deeply within them. He longs to guide them forward intentionally. He asks them to stay, not seeing this as coincidence, accepting it as a calling. This is not an accident. It is simply divine timing. He needs his child to hear his heart in this moment. He has been waiting for them. Not waiting with anger or waiting with deep disappointment, but waiting with longing, waiting with love that has never weakened, never faded or turned away. He has watched them move through their days carrying burdens, chasing responsibilities, trying to survive what felt heavy, and all the while he was standing near whispering, gently hoping they would turn their face toward him fully. He desires something deeper within. Not a formal service connection, not a quick passing prayer, not a distant acknowledgement. He longs for closeness. He longs for them to sit without hurry. He longs for them to speak to him honestly without pretending to be stronger than they are. He longs for them to let him into the locked rooms of their heart kept hidden. They might not understand how deeply he values relationship. He is not seeking perfection from them. He is not asking for flawless performance, is asking for their presence, is asking for their trust, is asking for their openness. There is a difference between knowing about him and working closely with him, and he has been waiting for that closeness. There were moments when they felt a distance between them, moments when they prayed and felt silence, moments they questioned whether the Lord was near. But the distance his child felt was never because he moved away. He doesn't withdraw his love or step back in frustration. He remains steady. If there was space between them, it was never because he left. It was because of fear, hurt, distraction, where disappointment built walls inside them. The Lord saw those walls. He saw the times they were hurt and quietly told themselves they would never trust too deeply again. He saw when life disappointed them and they pulled their hearts back not only from others but from God. They didn't even realize they were doing it. They were protecting themselves, and he understood their pain. Yet even while they built those walls, he stayed. He never stopped watching over them. Each morning they woke, he was there. Every night they lay down exhausted. He was there. When they succeeded, he rejoiced. When they failed, he didn't turn away. When they felt proud of themselves, he smiled. When they felt ashamed, he leaned closer, not farther. His love never shrinks. When they struggle, it grows more tender. They know how patient he has been with them. Not because he is weak, but because his love is strong. He does not rush them, nor force them. He does not demand immediate perfection. He waits, speaking gently, sending reminders. He nudges their spirit. He draws them back slowly. He allows them space to return willingly. There were times they ignored his whispers, times when they felt pulled to pray, but chose distraction instead. Times they sensed he was calling them deeper, but they hesitated, and even then he never left. He did not say enough. He simply waited for another moment when their heart would soften again. His longing for them is unlike human longing. It is pure, always steady, ever faithful. He does not seek to control them. He seeks to walk with them. He wants to share their days, their thoughts, their concerns. He wants to guide them before they fall. He wants to comfort them before they break. He wants to celebrate them before they forget their worth. The pain of distance is real for his child, not because he is offended, but because he knows what they miss when they step away. When they try to carry everything alone, he feels the weight they carry. When they isolate themselves, he sees the loneliness creeping in. When they choose noise over stillness, he sees the exhaustion building inside them. And he waits for them to return to quiet. He has been waiting for them, not in frustration, but in hope. Hope that one day they would say, I am tired of doing this alone. Hope that they would open their heart fully again. Hope that they would trust that he is safe. They may wonder why he cares so deeply, why he continues to pursue them when they drift. Because they belong to him. He formed them with purpose. He breathed life into them, writing their story before they drew their first breath. His love for them is never temporary. It is not conditional. It does not depend on their performance. Even when they doubted him, he believed in them. Even when they questioned his presence, he remained close. Even when they walked through seasons of coldness, he kept his heart warm toward them. He never stopped loving them, not for a second. There were nights they felt alone in their room, scrolling, thinking, worrying. They thought nobody noticed the ache in their chest. He noticed. He saw how they tried to distract themselves from deeper questions. He saw how they avoided silence because silence made them feel too much. And still he waited patiently. His patience is not weakness. It is mercy. It is grace. It is love that never gives up. He does not chase them with anger. He pursues them with tenderness. He does not shame them into closeness. He invites them gently. He has been waiting for this moment, when they would pause long enough to hear him clearly. Waiting for the moment when their heart would slow down. Waiting for the moment when they would realize this is not just another message but a personal call. They are not a burden to him. Their struggles do not exhaust him. Their questions do not annoy him. He welcomes them. He welcomes you. He wants the real you, not the version you show to others. He wants your honesty, your confusion, your tears, your dreams. Never think for a second that he stopped loving you during your wandering. He was with you every step. When you chose paths that were not best for you, he walked beside you, protecting you from worse harm. When you felt far from him, he was closer than ever, quietly guarding your future. He has been waiting not because he lacked the power to act, but because a relationship cannot be forced. Love must be chosen. He has given you free will because he desires willing closeness. And now you are here. You are listening. You are feeling something stir inside you. That stirring is not guilt. It is invitation. It is him saying, come closer. It is him saying he is still here. It is him saying, let us walk deeply together now. The distance does not have to continue. The waiting does not have to stretch further. He is ready. He has always been ready. He has been waiting for you. But you will not fear tomorrow because his faithfulness never ends. He calls you closer. Let this be the moment when waiting turns into walking together. Let this be the moment when distance becomes intimacy. Let this be the moment you realize he never stopped watching, never stopped loving, never stopped hoping for you. He has been waiting for you. And now they are here. When the Lord tells his followers to open their hearts, he is not speaking lightly. He does not seek a small emotional moment. He does not want words spoken out of habit. He invites them into true surrender. He calls them into an obedience that flows from love. Opening one's heart means more than feeling something. It means allowing Him to enter fully without resistance, without walls, without conditions. They have opened paths of life to Him before. They have prayed, they have worshipped, they have asked for help, but there are still rooms inside them that remain closed. Rooms filled with fear, rooms filled with old pain, rooms where pride quietly sits and says, I can handle this on my own. He sees those rooms clearly. He does not condemn them, but He is asking for access. Surrender is not weakness, it is trust. When they open their hearts, they are not losing control. They are placing control into hands that are stronger than theirs. They are saying, I cannot carry this alone anymore. They are saying, I trust you more than I trust my own understanding. This kind of surrender moves heaven. Obedience is not about rigid rules. It is about relationship. When they love someone deeply, they listen to their voice. They follow His guidance because they trust His heart. He does not ask them to obey out of fear. He asks them to obey because they know He desires only good for them. Every instruction He gives is rooted in both protection and purpose. There are fears they cling to: fear of being hurt again, fear of losing what they possess, fear of stepping into the unknown. Fear whispers that if they surrender fully, they might be disappointed. But has He not always carried them this far? Has He not protected them more times than they realize? Fear is a guard that pretends to keep them safe, but it often keeps them trapped. Letting go of fear does not mean pretending it does not exist. It means handing it to Him. It means saying, I feel afraid, but I will trust you anyway. This choice opens doors that fear has kept locked for years. Pride is quieter but just as strong. Pride says, I will fix this myself. Pride says, I do not need help. Pride keeps them from asking, keeps them from confessing weakness, keeps them from admitting when they are overwhelmed. But He did not design them to carry life alone. He created them to walk with Him. When they open their heart, pride must loosen its grip. Distractions also crowd their heart. Endless noise, endless tasks, endless scrolling, endless thoughts. They fill their day so tightly that there is little room left for stillness. But intimacy cannot grow in constant noise. It grows in quiet surrender. It grows when they pause long enough to hear His voice clearly. Opening the heart means making space. It means choosing stillness over noise. It means choosing trust over control. It means choosing His voice over every other voice competing for their attention. He invites them into deeper intimacy, beyond surface faith. He wants to walk with them in their ordinary moments. He wants to be present in their decisions. He wants to guide their thoughts before they spiral into worry. He wants to sit with them in their doubts, without them feeling ashamed. Intimacy requires honesty. No one can hide from Him even trying. He already sees the hidden places. He sees the insecurities they never speak aloud. He sees the wounds buried years ago. He sees the resentment they pretend is gone, seeing the dreams they fear to hope for again. He does not ask for access because He does not know what is there. He asks because they need healing in those places. There are memories they avoid because they still sting. There are failures they replay in their minds, quietly judging their mistakes. There are questions they fear to ask him because they dread the answer. Yet opening to him, he is not offended by their questions. He is not surprised by weakness. He is not shocked by struggles. When they open those hidden places, light enters. And light heals. Light exposes lies that shaped their thinking, removing shame that has sat quietly. For too long, darkness lingered. Light brings clarity where confusion once ruled. You might fear that if you let him fully into your heart, he will demand too much. But understand this: the Lord does not enter to destroy you. He enters to restore you. He does not come to strip you of joy. He comes to fill your soul with true joy. He does not come to take everything you love. He comes to remove what harms you. Opening your heart is a daily decision. It is not a single passing moment. It is choosing again and again to trust him with what you feel, what you fear, what you truly desire. It means obedience in small things as well as big ones. It is listening when he whispers, even when the world shouts. He whispers, "My child, you have tried strength on your own. You have tried total independence. You have chased distractions, but none of those have satisfied the deep longing inside you. That hunger was placed there by him. It is a space designed solely for his presence. Do not fear drawing close to him. The Lord is gentle. He is patient. He moves at the pace of your healing, not the pace of pressure. But he does ask for willingness. He asks for open hearts. Open your heart and let him rearrange what is out of order. Let him remove bitterness before it sinks deeper. Let him calm anxiety before it takes root. Let him speak truth over lies that have remained there too long. He is knocking not because he is far, but because you have kept certain doors closed. When you open them, you will not find anger waiting. They will find love. They will find peace. They will find understanding. Let surrender become their freedom. Let obedience become their joy. Let intimacy become their strength. To open their heart, his beloved, giving him access to every room. Let him sit with them in the hidden places, letting him heal what they tried to hide, letting him love them fully. When they open their heart, they do not lose themselves. They find who they truly are in him. His child. The delay has been long. He knows it has. He has seen how the day stretched into weeks and the weeks stretched into months. He has watched them mark time quietly, hoping each new morning would carry the answer they have been longing for. There were moments when they woke up with expectation, only to end the day with the same unanswered question. He saw the way their heart rose and fell. He saw the hope they tried to hold even when it felt fragile. The waiting season has not been easy for them. They have carried disappointments that they rarely spoke about. They smiled when others asked how they were doing, but inside they wondered how much longer they could endure the silence. They questioned whether they misunderstood his promises. They questioned whether they had missed something important. They wondered if perhaps the delay meant denial. But for his beloved, the delay was never denial. He remembers the tears they shed in private, the nights when their pillow absorbed their silent cries, the moments they whispered his name, not loudly, not boldly, but softly, because they were too tired to say more. They did not need to say more. He heard them. Every silent prayer reached him. Every trembling sigh was understood. When they felt like their words were weak, his understanding was strong. There were disappointments that cut deeply. Doors they believed would open remained closed. Plans they carefully built seemed to crumble. People they trusted did not respond the way they hoped. In those moments, they felt the weight of uncertainty pressing down on them. They tried to stay strong, they tried to remain faithful, but sometimes they simply felt weary. The delay felt long because they could not see what he was doing behind the scenes. They saw stillness. He saw movement. They saw closed doors. He saw protection. They saw absence. He was arranging alignment. The miracle they had been praying for had two sides. One side was their preparation. The other side was the preparation of circumstances, people, timing, and provision. He was working on both. While they were growing in patience, he was shifting events in ways they could not trace. While they were learning trust, he was softening hearts and opening unseen pathways. While they wrestled with doubt, the Lord cleared obstacles that would have harmed them if they remain. Miracles require alignment from more than one direction. It is not just about them being ready. It is also about everything around them being ready. Had the Lord answered too soon, the other side would not be prepared. The timing would remain incomplete, and the blessing would be fragile. But God does not release fragile blessings. He releases fullness. He offers what has been strengthened through His careful design. This is why the delay was necessary. They have grown during this waiting season. Even if they cannot see it clearly, they are not the same person they were when they first prayed for this miracle. Their faith has deepened, their heart has softened, their priorities have shifted. They value His presence more than they did before. They have learned to sit with Him in silence. They have learned that His love does not fade when answers are slow. The tears they shed were not wasted. They watered seeds inside them, seeds of compassion, seeds of humility, seeds of dependence on Him rather than outcomes. The disappointments they faced stripped away illusions that once distracted them. They clarified what truly matters. They taught them to look beyond surface success and seek deeper meaning. God was not only preparing them, He was preparing the right moment. There is a fullness to His timing. It is like fruit ripening on a tree. If it is picked too early, it lacks sweetness. If it is delayed too long, it loses strength. But when it is ready, it carries richness. Their miracle is moving toward that fullness. Now there were forces they did not see that needed to shift. Conversations that had to happen, decisions that had to be made by others, paths that had to cross at the right intersection. God was orchestrating those details. They did not need to carry that responsibility. They only needed to remain faithful in the waiting. God knew they felt tired. He knew they sometimes wondered if He had forgotten their prayer. But He does not forget. He does not misplace requests. He does not ignore tears. He carries them with Him. The delay seemed long in their eyes, but in His design it was precise. Divine timing is reaching its fullness. They can sense it. There is a subtle shift inside them. A quiet readiness. The weight of frustration is lighter than it once was. The anger they felt has softened into surrender. The desperation has matured into trust. That is not accidental. That is growth. The waiting season was shaping their capacity to receive what is coming. When the miracle arrives, it will not overwhelm them the way it would have before. They will recognize it. They will steward it with wisdom. They will hold it with gratitude instead of the fear of loss. Their maturity was born in that delay. They should not despise the waiting now that it nears completion. They honor it. It refined and protected them, aligned them, and stretched them in ways comfort never could. They are stronger because of it. They are clearer because of it and more anchored in Him. For the beloved, the delay was long, but it was never empty. It has been full of unseen preparation. Both sides of the miracle are being shaped. Both paths are aligning. The fullness of divine timing is approaching. They declare His word steadies them. If Scripture keeps them grounded, they share this.